I do have to say, have you been to Taste?
No, no. Okay, I've seen it.
You need to go to Taste.
Foodie experience.
Yeah, one of my buddies from Edge, he he's one of the co-owners now.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and they've been hitting up. I guess some people at Bamboo were like trying to use it for like marketing, basically. So like, because you can do chocolate tasting, but you can do it virtually, and so they'll like send the product out.
Oh, no
And then
way.
you'll get on like a Zoom call and like taste the chocolates together.
Oh, okay, that's
so
cool.
you can do it virtually, or you can also do it like in person. But then I went today because he's like, yeah, dude, like let's do it for like a team activity for you.
What?
And so I was like, yeah, I'll go try it out. Then I was like, how much is it? It's only like $25 a person. I'm like,
Oh, that's not bad
that's
at
not bad at
all.
all. Yeah. And dude, so good. And then they have like this frozen chocolate drink that's so good. Just like,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
place
right
that
on
you
my
love. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll have to do it.
that's exciting.
Even like a date night would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. But you have to like plan those reservations in advance quite a bit. So
Makes sense. Is it like the earlier that you go, the easier it is to get a time?
Well, and they only do it on like Fridays and Saturday nights, kind of a thing. So there's only like
Oh,
a limited
really?
window. Yeah.
Oh, it's only open on Friday and Saturday nights?
Well, like the taste testing is,
Ah.
but you can eat like the normal chocolate stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's just like a chocolate place when it's not that? Okay, that's cool.
So big foodie spot.
Nice.
Up your alley.
You go to Lehigh Bakery yet since it opened?
I haven't, other than what you brought us
Oh, yeah.
for Christmas. We'll take
They've
that.
got BYU Creamery and Rockwell ice cream there, in addition to donuts.
But everyone goes there for the square
Tempting.
donuts.
Every-
That's like the thing.
Okay, their fritters are dangerously
Are they
good
good?
too. Yeah, like I'm a sucker for a good apple fritter. And the thing I like about a fritter is it's moist enough that you can eat half of it one day and then one, maybe even 2 days later, still great.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
That must be good for you.
That's my hot take. Fritter lasts 2 days. Regular donut lasts one.
That's awesome. All right, well, it's a good segue.
Okay.
Good segue into
With that in mind,
Zach and Zach lacking wisdom.
yeah, if you're lacking wisdom, you're in the right place.
We're here. Well,
And
we should
even
come
better
up-
if you like a sparkling water.
Yeah, we're big sparkling water fanatics. So hit us up with your favorite. This
Yeah,
is sponsored by Taste and Lehigh Bakery. Sponsor us.
Yeah. Yeah, anything grapefruit, I'll try.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive in. We got a fun agenda for tonight. Semi-agenda. I mean,
Yeah,
as much as we
yeah.
stick to an agenda.
Yeah, as much as we can. So, Lent,
Lent. We're going to talk about Lent.
Lot's family, and their whole story in Come Follow Me This Week, Wild, and Elder Gilbert.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay. First, tell me about your whole Lent thing. Sadie's my wife. She was just starting to tell me about Lent for a moment and then left. She's like, oh, it's so cool. Like, a bunch of people do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
So this is the first time hearing of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so my first hearing of it was like back in high school. I had a Catholic buddy and he was just like, yeah, like you just give up something for Christ basically. And he's like, yeah, like I don't eat fish on Fridays. And I was like, that's it. It kind of sounds stupid.
Nice.
So hope he's listening to this because we've come around. The whole thing behind it is basically it's leading up to Easter. So it's basically representing Christ's 40 days in the wilderness, fasting and praying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it leads up into Holy Week and then into Easter. So it's basically like preparing for all of that.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it is like traditionally, I mean, it's big Catholic, like pretty much every Christian religion practices Lent.
Oh,
Except for us.
Except us.
So this has been one of those that I'm like, this is where I've been like lacking wisdom. Like, we're missing something.
Yeah.
And so I was looking into it, and yeah, it's like, yeah, Catholics, Orthodox, like Protestants, like everyone is doing Lent, and everyone kind of has their own little take on it. The biggest thing is like you're sacrificing something to replace it with something for Christ, and it's like turning our hearts to Christ. One of the most fascinating things that I feel like we need to mix up at church a little bit. This is my take that I think sometimes we get wrong is, so the 40 days, it's like fasting and prayer and kind of like that struggle in a way, you know? but it's 40 days not counting Sundays. Because Sundays are supposed to be set apart for celebration of the resurrection of Christ.
Oh, cool.
Like, so it's like your Sunday should be like feasts and like cool breakfasts and
Nice.
like that kind of stuff. Like it's like we're celebrating Christ. And I feel like too often we like overlook that. That it's more of like Sunday's like, oh, it's a drag. Like I gotta go to church and like I gotta think of all my sins, and like how many people like I get caught doing this like at sacrament. It's like, oh shoot, like what sins did I commit this week, and I need to like make sure I'm good before I take the bread, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, like have I prepared all week, like pondering and drawing closer to Christ? And that's one of the things like with this is like thinking more on the atonement, making it more personal for me, so that when I do come to a Sunday, it's that celebration of like, hey, like I've done the work, this is where I'm changing and all these things, and then that takes me right into Sunday where I can then celebrate Christ, and it's not so dreary that church can be sometimes.
That's cool. I mean, it follows the idea that I love so much of like Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And I know my Sabbath observance in my adult life has changed pretty significantly.
Yeah.
And so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it lame for me to start late? Can I just like jump on?
You can always jump.
Something.
That's what I asked.
Like that, so, I mean, it sounds like so lame. Like I'm a week and a half late.
Right. So that's really, I started on Friday last week. And it started Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday was like the big kickoff, where a lot of the churches, they, do the ash cross on your forehead, and it's like, because that's where you're going to return.
I want to do that.
I know.
That sounds cool.
It'd be way cool.
What?
So I know we missed out big time. And this is a subtle plug for like using ChatGPT in our studies.
Nice.
It's like, I go through ChatGPT all the time. But like, that was one of my first questions, just like, hey, Ash Wednesday's already passed, can I start Lent? And it was like, totally, and it's like adapted to, your LDS theology, and again, like it's been really fun and really cool, and also like finding resources for it has been really fun, just because it is something outside of our faith, Yeah. And that's actually cool. I don't know if you use the Bible app at all. It's like the Holy Bible. It's not like our church one.
Yeah. I have a Bible app. But which one are you talking about? I need to grab the right one.
Like?
I just have the ESV version.
Okay.
Since
Mine, I think it's legit just like the Holy Bible app, but it's super cool for a few reasons. One, it has like full Bible and all the different things, King James, NIV, like whatever it is. But then my favorite thing is you can start these plans, and it has like a full Lent. And it's like every day they have like a 15-minute devotional and then a scripture chapter to read. And today was going through Psalms. And
That's
so
cool.
it focuses a ton on Christ. Like past couple days we were in Matthew. Just learned about Christ, and then diving into Psalms will be following Matthew. And basically it's going to follow Christ's life throughout it all.
That's awesome.
With some Psalms thrown in, and really cool. And then I'll probably throw in as well like Book of Mormon, like studying when Christ comes to the Americas. Just kind of my own focus there. Like I love the Gospels, as well as that third Nephi 11 and on there. Really cool stuff. But yeah, it's just right there.
That's sweet. Well, more into that later.
So yeah, really cool stuff. And then just diving into other tools and resources, just for those that are lacking wisdom. Another one that I found is this Blue Letter Bible. Really cool thing.
Versus the Red Letter Bible.
Versus Red Letter. You don't want red letters. Cool thing with this though is when you click into it, you can click on that and it actually pulls up like the Hebrew text with it, and it does like direct translations, and so you can like go through with direct translations, and
that's intense.
And you can also do side-by-side comparisons, so like you can read King James Version alongside the NIV, like right alongside each other.
That's really cool.
Because I think that each one kind of pulls a couple different things out of it, different phrases. So but that's been a lot of my Bible study and scripture study over the last little bit. It's just focusing on Lent. And what I decided to give up was social media for these 40 days.
Wow.
So my social media is gone.
That's big.
Didn't choose like the food or whatever, but
I kind of want to do that.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Social media's gone, and so trying to replace that more with scripture and gospel stuff. It's kind of like really hard, like all my tendencies of like opening up my phone and I'm like, there's nothing to do.
I have a problem. I know I have a problem.
Yeah. So
I'm going to do it. I'm going to join you.
If you want to join me in Lent,
I'm doing it. My wife's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
You know what? It's because Sundays is exempt.
Uh-huh.
She's going to make me download Instagram for Sunday.
That's okay. It's a celebration day.
Nice.
So do it.
All right. Okay. I guess I'll report back on how it's going
next week. Next week we'll do it.
Wow, that's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, kind of fun. That's been my Lent journey. I've done like tons of deep dives and listened to other pastors, preachers, and other religions, and just seeing what I like and don't like.
And, that's awesome. So, as part of your studies, then, have you read the "Come Follow Me" for this week at all? Like, have you read the? Okay, can we just open that for a second?
Let's do it.
We're going to transition a little bit.
Let's transition. Let's get there.
Is it just me that like reads through this and I'm like, this is kind of messed up?
It's pretty wild. Like, are we talking Genesis 19? Is that where you're at?
Yes. Yeah, Genesis 19. Lot is sent out of Sodom.
Specifically Lot?
Okay. Just think for a second about Lot's whole family dynamic for a moment. Like when you take into account the Joseph Smith translation, the story changes, but not much. Like I'll pull up the Joseph Smith translation real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts before I jump into like the differences?
First thought, I mean, most of mine, I've read it a couple times just through audio. Has been kind of my main thing. A couple things, like, first off, like it's pretty telling of like when the guys first come into the house and Lot's like, whoa, like, here's my daughters. Like, that's the last, that like made me mad. I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing, dude? Like, it kind of spoke to character quite a bit, I'd say.
So yeah, let's just. I think it's important to read the Joseph Smith translation here too, because if you just read the not Joseph Smith translation, that's the part you're talking about, right? Where he says, 2 daughters which have not known man. Hey, my daughters are virgins.
Yep.
Let me give them to you. That's a little messed up, especially for a prophet of God or just for any person in general, right? Joseph Smith translation says, wait. Oh, he says that in both versions. Okay, Lot, strike number 1 million on that. Like, you already kind of suck as a person. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
And then he says in verse 9, we're replacing everything, 9 to 15, I guess. Stand back, they're angry with him, and they say among themselves, he's going to make himself a judge over us. Like, I'm getting Laman and Lemuel vibes. Now I'll deal with him worse than with them. And they say, we'll have the men and thy daughters also. Because like they're talking about the holy angels that are in Lot's house.
Yeah.
And now this was after the wickedness of Sodom. So they're like, yeah, we want your men and we want your women.
Yeah.
And yeah, for God will not justify his servant in this thing. So in the Joseph Smith translation, they say, hey, we want the men. He says, behold, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me pray you, plead with my brethren, that I may not bring them out unto you. And ye shall not do unto them as seemeth good in your eyes. For God will not justify his servant in this thing. Wherefore, let me plead with my brethren this once only, that unto these men you do nothing, that they may have peace in my house. And they're angry, they go to break the door down, and the angels of God put forth their hand, pull Lot into the house, and shut the door.
Because one of the things that I'm curious about, I think that'd be something we can look at some more too, is like how the Joseph Smith translation also pans out. But one of the funny things that I see as well here is like in 14, so Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law who were pledged to marry his daughters. He said, hurry and get out of this place because the Lord is about to destroy the city. But his sons-in-laws thought he was joking. Like that's one of those where it almost seems like he doesn't have like the respect of his sons-in-laws, you know.
Yeah.
And like I think that's the like one of the lessons I think with Lot is that he's not a bad guy from the get-go.
He's just not very bright.
Yeah, you could say not bright, but I think also just like he's very easy to let others persuade him to do other things. Like
That's interesting.
He's just more. It's kind of more of that gradual. Like I mean, we see it in our own lives. I guess what I'm trying to think of is like what lesson can we get from Lot, and I think that it's like, hey, it's really easy to one like maybe hey offer something that you probably shouldn't if someone's coming in to break into your house to like hey now my sons-in-laws don't respect me and then all of a sudden like hey yeah we are going to leave but then like my wife's going to turn around because she doesn't trust me probably and she's going to look at the city
no matter how you spin it this sucks.
Yeah, I know it's not fun but I think that's like the big thing though is like and as we learn later on where he gets drunk and, you know, his daughters are there. I mean, they think that they're the only ones left and, you know, they got to keep the world going. So, but even just being at that point of like, yeah, like I'm going to get drunk now. Like, we just went through a really hard thing. I'm just going to get drunk and forget about it. Like, that's not the right way to cope.
I mean, he just lost his wife.
Yeah.
Like it's,
yeah. But I think there's like those gradual steps of you don't just go from someone that works and lives with the prophet to sleeping with your daughters.
I mean, it sounds like he's not coherent enough to even know what's happening, though.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
But you get drunk in a drunk enough state
that you don't even realize that you sleep with family.
Yeah.
Man. Yes. Made their father drink wine. Firstborn goes in, lays with her father. He perceived not when she lays down, nor when she arises. But the deed is done. How sloshed do you have to get to not realize that someone is having sex with you?
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, man. It makes me upset. But it also makes me think, like, is he still a prophet of God? Well, maybe. Was he a prophet of God to begin with?
I don't know. That's where I don't. Was
he just like? He just happened to be like the only righteous person in the city, and God was like, well, I guess like let's get you out of there.
Right. Yep.
Because then we're getting some back and forth in this chapter of Lot's family as well as Abraham in random moments. This might be one I just need to ask my stake president about or something.
I need to ask God about this one.
Yeah, probably need to ask God.
Have to dive into that a little bit more. So,
for whoever's watching, if you have a good response, please share it.
Yeah. Yeah,
this is like one of my questions for the afterlife of like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
Along with many other things, but
right. Well, and it's interesting. I mean, these sons become the Moabites. Like one of the sons is Moab, and one of the sons is Ben-Ami. So it's the Moabites and the Ammonites who become rivals to Israel in the future.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So it's like...
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Like it kind of is like that turning point of we are raising up like the Laman Lemuel, right? Like Lamanites and Nephites.
Man, God's people really making a lot of mistakes. That should give me some comfort, right? Like, why am I looking and judging them?
Right.
Like, if my sins were laid out and people were reading a journal of what I wrote down about the mistakes I've made, maybe they would probably say the same thing. Like, how the heck was this guy ever called to anything?
Right. I agree. I agree.
So what I really need to do is maybe accept some humility. Choose humility instead of pray for it.
Yeah. I think, again, like, it's all just lessons that we can learn, right?
Yeah.
Of, like, what can we take out of it?
I mean, in the next chapter, Abraham gives his wife to Abimelech, saying, oh yeah, this is my sister, you can have her, because he's scared. And luckily, Abimelech ends up returning his wife back to her. Like, why the heck did you tell me she was your sister? Why is that in the scriptures?
There's a lot of little white lies that people try and spin in the scriptures that are like this will pass. This will work.
It's fine. It's the meme with the dog in the house burning down around him.
Yeah. Well, I think this will get us to our next topic, and we don't necessarily need to jump there right now, but like how much real like prophets have always been human. They've always very much been human.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like whether and like God just works with what he's got. And we're what he's got.
People get called and they serve and they do what they can.
Yep.
And sometimes what they do doing what they can means making some massive mistakes, often at the cost of others, which is rough.
It is tough.
Tell me this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more upsetting knowing that people actually made those mistakes in those positions? Or is it upsetting more because it's looking to cast the mote out of someone's eye when there's a beam in our own eyes?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that where you think, like, hey, these people are called of God, right? Like,
yeah,
they should be perfect. Like, there should be that element of, like, hey, isn't God with them? Aren't they making all the right decisions?
Yeah.
And, I mean, that, whether it's this, I mean, right now there's tons of questions around Joseph Smith and all that stuff, like all of church history. It's like, well, like we're human, right? And sometimes like, and that's the tricky part of, sometimes it's, people will say that it's, you know, in God's name and that we're doing this, and it's like, like, is it? Or is that a human talking? And they do have a call, but I don't know, it's kind of some of that revelation, making sure that you're receiving your own confirmations about what's said as well. I think is really important. And that was one of those things that hit me on, because we had our temp recommend interviews 2 weeks ago, and that was one of the ones that stood out. It's like, do you sustain the core of the 12 apostles? And if you like really sit back and think about that, it's like, how much do I? You know, do you really sustain them? Like, what does that mean? And do I sit there judging them? Do I sit there like,
tell you what, when I heard that it was going to be another white dude, primarily from Utah area, I was like, come on, don't we have enough white Utah dudes in church leadership? Can't we get somebody else from Europe or from Africa or literally anywhere else?
Yeah.
That was what me and Sadie talked about.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it's like he was at BYUI, right? The BYU leadership pipeline of like Oaks was a president of BYU. Holland was a president at BYU. Was Eyring? I think Eyring was at BYU.
Rick's College.
Rick's. And then
Gilbert now.
Gilbert, but also Bednar.
Oh,
was
yeah.
BYU, Idaho as well. And so it's like, it's kind of that pipeline where it's like, geez, you got to be an education. And that's where they're kind of pulling from. And
Oaks was BYUI affiliation too?
BYU, just BYU.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was the president of BYU.
Oh, cool.
For a while.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. I know about his legal history, being on the Utah Supreme Court, but well, that's cool. So how do you feel about Gilbert then, from what you know about him?
Well, that was, I've been like trying to listen to a bunch of like his interviews and conferences, like they do all these different interviews, because I'm like I want to get that confirmation on like where he's at, and I don't know if I have it yet or not, and I think that's okay. Like I think I can take a step back and be like, okay, like it's okay, because some of the things that that are hard, or like sometimes, or I guess they're just rumors of whether they're true or not. Like I don't fully know, but just how he'd run organizations was very much heavy with kind of the patriarchy of, like women should be at home, like men can kind of keep running this, like
interesting,
women not so much in the workforce. And again, that could just be me hearing different things from different places, and not
how much of that is substantiated.
And just like how people didn't, LGBTQ people didn't feel safe working under him, kind of stuff. But then it's also like we work at a pretty good sized organization, and it's like there are going to be people that are upset, and he worked at a pretty large organization that is the church and also a university, and I think that it's always going to be hard. People are always going to be upset no matter what, I think he is very much like a.
You think he's the next Oaks of the 12? The guy that'll just bring the hard messages.
I was thinking about that. I think that he's a great Holland replacement.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Biggest, like he kind of gives me that like Elder Holland is strict with commandments. Like,
yeah,
like and I guess this kind of will get me to some more of the talking about sustaining brethren and stuff. Like, there's a time like right before my mission that I was struggling to like. I was like, I don't know if these dudes are legit or not.
Yeah.
And specifically with Holland, like there was a conference talk that I was like, I didn't like that. Like he said something, I don't even remember what it was, but I was just like, I just don't like that guy. Like I just don't like him. And then he came down and did a devotional at Dixie Wall. I was down there. I didn't go to it because I was like, I don't like that guy. But then I was like, I missed out on such a cool opportunity in hindsight. But looking back on it, how that came around was later. It was that same year, like just before my mission. I ended up getting my mission call, and then I went to my little sister's volleyball game, and he actually came to watch his granddaughter play volleyball against my sister. And
cool.
He was there, and it was like this is awkward. Then it was almost like one of those. I didn't really talk to him much because it's also one of those like just let the guy be with his family in a way.
Yeah.
Where and in Utah, like he's super famous, and everyone's like crowding around him, and it's just like, hey, yeah, like shaking hands, and he was great, like kind. But then the biggest thing that just hit me was like he's a guy, like he's a man, right? Like it kind of hit me there. It was like, yeah, he's a man. But then it was also very evident that he also has a mantle, and that he is called to represent Christ, to be that special witness of Christ. While he's a man, makes mistakes, says some things, he's also has a mantle, and that's evident in that. And that's where I've been kind of sitting with Elder Gilbert now. It's kind of been like he's a man. Like he's relatively young too. Like mid-50s, like born in 70. So like he's relatively young. And like also looking through most of his conversations and talks, like he's very Christ-centered. Like that's been all of his focus, has been getting people to Christ and accepting of people and trying to get people to Christ and trying to bring people together. And that we're all on a good trajectory. He's the one, I believe, that gave the talk about slope.
Yeah,
how you have to be.
He's the one that made everybody do math during conference.
Yeah, exactly. And
which
so
I'm not opposed to.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Which I like. But I think that's like the hard part. Is some people are like, oh, man, like he wants me to be better, and it's like, yeah,
anyone that
like,
loves you wants you to be better,
right? Yeah, and that's the hard part of. I think sometimes people that do get frustrated, it's like, oh, like he's saying it this way, and that's uncomfortable. And it's like, yeah, but how else do you say it, right? In some ways, but then I think that's the good news too, is that he's young, he's a man, and he can still get better. And as he carries this mantle, he'll continue to be refined. And like you even mentioned, like is he the new Oaks, right? Like, will he come down with the law? It's like, maybe, but then I've also seen Oaks as kind of a softie now.
Yeah.
Right? like as they go through this, I think there's a lot of perfection that's going on with him, like perfecting of the apostles still.
Yeah. So do you talked about like sustaining the apostles. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say Elder Gilbert gives a talk next conference that like really rubs you the wrong way. Yeah. Like, okay, I don't believe what he said. Mm-hmm. Straight up. Yeah. Can you still sustain an apostle and also just like vehemently disagree with part of like a message that they gave?
It's a good question, and I think that where conference talks have been going as of recent, it's very hard to disagree with.
Yeah.
Like I think that conference used to very much be like spitting whatever came to their mind for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Where now it's like a very concise, typically centered on Christ for 10 minutes. So one, could there be? Potentially. I think that kind of where most of the messages are going, where it is typically around Christ and becoming better. Like, yeah. Now, if something were to come up, I do think that and I think this is, as I've been studying more about the 12 and how they operate, that I feel like they all disagree on different things. They all have different opinions.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them complete and whole.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when it makes it so special when they come to a unanimous vote. Is because even though there's a good majority of them that have the Utah ties and all that, a lot of them do have different studies, whether it's, Harvard, come from the Bay Area, like just different things, international experience, like even just living abroad and running companies and all that stuff. Like that'll give you a lot of perspective that most people don't get that are in any part of the world, right?
So you're saying I can disagree with some apostles and still be an active member?
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
I hope.
I agree with you. I hope people.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem with, and I think it's slowly changing. I think that's a problem with how our generation was raised and how our parents' generation was raised. For the most part, is like I think there are a lot of people that go to church or have been to church and are stepping away or have stepped away, that they feel like if I don't agree with a bunch of messages, like specifically around like hard topics like gay marriage and stuff like that, they feel like, I can't support the official message of the church that marriage is only between a man and a woman. Yeah. And for that, they're like, okay, I don't belong. But I feel like that's been like a recent discovery personally, and I feel like I would get a lot of flack for saying this publicly. If I came out in elders quorum and I was just like, look, you don't actually have to agree with everything the church teaches, even some of the core teachings like the family proclamation. Like you can have problems with the family proclamation and you can still be an active member of church and go to the temple and wrestle with the Lord and do good in your community. And odds are you're not the only one thinking that. Yeah. Right?
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's what makes it all beautiful and that makes us so unique as a congregation, that I've been, listening to other pastors and that kind of stuff, most people flock to the people they enjoy being with and being around. Yeah. Where ours, it's like, hey, we're actually just going to set up boundaries and you're going to go with those people. Yeah. And you're going to figure it out.
It's a little nuts.
Right?
It's a little nuts.
It's crazy. No other church does that. It's like, here you go, this is your ward. Whether you like it or not, that's where you're going. And I know some people, can get permission.
Especially in Utah.
Yeah. There's some things there. But I think that there is the divine, that's divinely inspired there. Because people should have, and this is me swallowing my own pride, because as we've moved, some parts have been hard of just different lifestyles and different opinions on different things with people, and it's I don't, is the church still true here? Where I just moved,
you got some big personalities around you.
We do, and it's great. And that's what makes it fun, and that's also what brings us together is that uniqueness and those different personalities and individuals.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, I'm grateful that it's set up the way it is, because I feel like it forces me to be a better neighbor in a lot of ways. Would I be kind of friends with my neighbors without? Well, okay, that's a bad example. Now I just sound like I'm a bad neighbor.
No, but it's so easy to just drive in from work and get inside and.
Do most people know their neighbors?
Yeah.
My neighbors are cool people. We're very different people. I don't think we would ever hang out if we weren't in the same congregation in church. But they're really cool, and I think we have an opportunity to just understand other opinions. Okay, all right. This is my one ask of church. If I could change church, I wish we could go to church classes and have more conversations where members in the class don't feel the need to correct what others are saying.
Interesting.
Because here's the thing. If you, at church today, at least in my ward, maybe your ward's different. If I were to go to church, I'm an elders quorum, and I raise my hand and express and say, like, hey, I'm still not 100%. This is an example. I have come to the conclusion that Oaks is a prophet of God, and I'm really glad that I've got there. But if I came and said, I'm not sure I believe Oaks is a prophet of God yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like XYZ talks. Like, I struggle. 10 hands are going to go up in that room, and they're going to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
They're not going to validate me. They're going to say, let's fix your understanding. Mm-hmm. And we don't yet have a validating enough environment where people can have like a discussion and accept that somebody else has an opinion that you don't feel is doctrine. And that's what I hope changes at some point. Is like, I want more people in church expressing their opinions in a safe space where they can feel comfortable saying, I don't like XYZ. I don't agree with the word of wisdom. Or somebody to come and say, hey, I struggle with pornography. Yeah. Right? And to be able to talk and accept and just acknowledge without the person going home and thinking, oh my gosh, everyone in that room now thinks that I shouldn't go to church. Yeah. Right. You know, like, can we all be sinners together and just accept that? Right. And not worry about judging each other? Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, I agree. And I think, I almost wonder, like, where do you think that comes from? Like, why do you think people all of a sudden feel that need to jump on?
I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't know, what do you think?
I feel like too many people take it too personally. To where if you say...
Like, that's not what I believe.
Yeah. Like, if you say, like, hey, I'm struggling with this, like, I'm struggling to believe that, you know, this newly called apostle is an apostle of God, then that's just information. Like, that's just someone's, like, not even an opinion. That's just like, hey, I'm asking for help. Like, hey, my arm's cut off. like I need help, and it's like, well, if your arm worked better. Right?
That's like, great.
Now I'm dying. But it's like, okay, like, that's information now. How can we help the brother? It's not going to be like, well, your arm should be like this. It's like, no, like, let's pick up the arm and let's stitch that back on. Or, hey, it's gone. Let's get a prosthetic.
No, take my arm.
Yeah, take my arm. Here's my arm. But that's the thing, though, is I think...
We need to treat it like a hospital.
Right. Well, I think we don't need to take it so personally. Like, just because someone has an opinion doesn't mean that has to be your opinion. Or that you're right and they're wrong, or vice versa. Like, it could just be, hey, that's another child of God that has a different thought and opinion, right? Like... And I think even if we look at, like, the political landscape right now too, right? Like, we don't need to dive into politics, but it's one of those, like, if we stop taking it all so personally and just, like, said, like, here's facts, here's things, like, here's my opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to believe that. It's just, this is what it is.
See each other as children of God first, and then everything else kind of... You aren't your opinion, or you aren't your lack of understanding. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because we're all on different, what is it, slants, curves?
Yeah, we're all on a different slope.
Slope, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all on different slopes. And, like, all slopes kind of, some might be a little steeper than others, and some might be just different points on the slope, right? Like,
yeah.
But I think as long as we're all going up, I think we're in a good spot.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And so, I guess in the end, like, if we're lacking wisdom, ask that guy up there.
Yeah.
And you'll find it.
I love that we believe that anybody can ask God and get an answer for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope we practice that more. Like, let's not assume that somebody isn't trying. So, yeah.
Well, not even that they're not trying, just that, I mean, can probably
that
assume
my
they're-
answer is their answer.
Right, or you can even assume that they're doing their best, right? Like not even just that they're trying. It's like no, like they're giving it their all.
Yeah.
Because like how many times are there, like I've talked with guys that have been like, yeah, like I'm trying my hardest on this and this, and I we just can't get there. And sometimes I'm like, I don't understand that because I'm fine, but that doesn't take away, like I should still validate that, like
Yeah.
like you're not me and I'm not you, like we've got different battles.
Yeah.
And so just showing up there.
Yeah, I think something that has changed my life for the better, and I remember this moment from like 3 or 4 years ago. Like, it's been relatively recent in my adult life that a friend of mine that I knew came out of the closet as gay, and part of his like coming out post on social media was he wrote about his conversation with God. And he mentioned in his post that like after like hard study and prayer and like going to the temple and all these different things, like his answer was like, go enjoy your life, and like it's your choice to love how you want to love. And when I first read it, I was like, oh man, another one of my friends has been deceived. And then like in my own study and prayer, I had a moment of like, what if my journey to God is not the same as others? And what if he did get the answer from God? Like, go use your agency. And there's this moment I still remember like really clearly where I realized like he could totally have gotten that answer from God. And he's a great person. He's doing great things with his life. But it's not for me to know. Like I don't actually need the answer to his gospel question.
Yeah.
I need my answer for myself. And he can believe that he got an answer from God, and it is not my position to judge what he feels like he's getting an answer from God on. And ever since then, I feel like I've been just slowly looking at things a little bit differently. Hopefully becoming a little more humble and like just a better friend in general.
Yeah.
Where, like I agree with you. I think we're all on different slopes. We're all in different places, and ultimately, like the best thing I can do is like love one another, right? And for me, that message of there's the interference, right? The dissonance between like call everyone to repentance, which some members take as like, I need to tell everybody to go change their life so that they are in line with what I know to be true, and like recognize that people are trying and love them for who they are despite the choices they make, with some like caveats, right? And allow them to choose to come to God and help them when they are open to it. But if they aren't open to it, it's not my place to make a horse drink water, right? I didn't mean to rant like that, as long as I did.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah. At some point we'll pause or something. And do you have other things you wanted to chat about?
Oh, really?
I'm really curious and like eager to chat with Daniel about like his like, oh, you weren't part of that conversation. You know, Daniel Welch like doesn't really
Yeah.
like he's not remotely active, he says.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Because we sit next to each other.
Yeah.
So.
Like when I heard that from him, I was just like, hey dude. I sent him a message later. I was just like, I just want you to know, like, I really appreciate that you shared that, and I don't think anything less of you for not being active or anything right now. And I'd also love to hear like your thoughts, like where are you at, and like what are you learning? And he responded so positively. He's like, I'm happy to chat sometime. And yeah, have you had some good conversations then?
Yeah, we've had a lot of great conversations.
That's cool.
And again, I think that a lot of it, I think one of the cool and one of the freeing things for both him and I that like kind of how I mentioned, like we can throw information out there and like what we believe, and that's not a personal attack, right? It's like,
yeah.
cool. Like if you believe that, like cool. Like if you believe this and this happened and you don't agree with it, cool. Like if I believe this and this also happened, don't agree with it, but I'm still here.
I also believe that.
Yeah.
I just have a different. Yeah.
That's okay, you know. And so it's really good conversations though. And he's one of the like, he's very fun to talk to about it.
Yeah.
Because he also wants you to live your life, and he doesn't want to tear anything of yours down either. You know, and that's super respectful of him, and it's fun. Like we can have cool conversations. Because we're not trying to convert one or the other to like I'm right, you're wrong. Yeah, like you need to come back, or no, you need to leave. Like we're not doing that. It's just like sharing information and thinking through things. Yeah, it's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
if you lack wisdom, ask that guy, not us.
yeah.
But
Hope you didn't come here for answers.
There we have it. But bye.
Bye.